Hello everyone, Orange here, welcome back to another video. Welcome to Path to Decency episode 20. This is a pretty big episode because a lot of important stuff happened in the last week. I'm really excited for it. We have 8 summons to do, but one is like kind of a secret that I'll tell you guys about towards the end of the video. So let's get into what happened in the last week. Okay, I'm going to go over everything in chronological order because I feel like I may have been repeating myself, so I don't want to bore you guys who watch my episodes every week. So, chronological order, the first big announcement is that I hit 1,000 subscribers. Yes! So, thank you everyone who subscribed. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying my channel and my videos, and I think since so many of you have subscribed so far, that kind of tells me that what I'm doing is good-ish, and I love hearing your guys' feedback. It's awesome. So once again, thank you everyone. Yay! Okay, so, now on to 2 little boring things and then some exciting stuff. So the 2 little boring things, I didn't do the raid event because I just kind of got lazy. And I also didn't do Rush Hour because I was sick on Sunday, so I wasn't able to play really at all on Sunday. And now to some fun stuff. So, on the last episode, I left off, I had just completed TOAH Hard 80, and I was recording my video on that same day. So, I'm happy to announce that I am currently on TOAH Hard 99. It's the Leo floor. I have tried this level a couple of times and I failed it, and I think the team that is going to end up beating it is probably going to be this team. So, actually, hold on, maybe this team. So, I'm not really sure why I'm not passing it. It could just be rune quality. I think I might need to 6-star my Thrain, and then I might be able to beat it. I'm not really sure. So this week I probably will be, actually today I think I will pop an EXP boost and then start working on 6-starring Thrain for this level. So I'm gonna see how this goes. And then we're gonna see how 100 is. I hope I can at least pass this and get to 100 because I don't know if I can beat 100 because the Elder Priest in my guild is currently at 100, that's what he wanted me to call him, one of my guildmates. He's on 100 and his rune quality is better than mine. I believe we're gonna use the same team and he is kind of struggling, so I hope I can at least get there and then start seeing how it goes and stuff and figure out what I need to work on and stuff like that to beat the level. You know, like Devilmon and runes and stuff like that. So that is that, and then I also have my 90 video on my channel. I'll link it to you guys, so I'll have the link to the playlist for my TOAH hard bosses down below. I did the summon, the light and dark, on after I beat 90 on that video, so I will spoil it for you guys, so if you don't want spoilers, you can go watch it. I don't have my live reaction, but I have like a somewhat of a reaction. So if you don't want spoilers, go watch it now, pause this video. So here come the spoilers. I got a Dark Assassin. I heard she's pretty good. A couple of people have been telling me that she's good for PvP, mainly Guild Wars, I think. So there she is. I don't think I'll build her now, especially because she's a PvP unit, but that is awesome. I probably will use her in the future. And then my only other lightning, I believe, was Conrad from Light and Dark Scrolls. So that kind of sucks because Conrad was a SD, but whatever, or a Hall of Heroes, but whatever. So I'm pretty sure those were the only 2. I'm not really complaining about summon rates, it's kind of whatever. So that was that, and then the other big thing was that I summoned for Briand on Monday, so I'm going to spoil that. If you don't want spoilers, the video will be linked down below, so pause the video and go watch that one. So here come the spoilers. Okay, I did get a Briand. I got a Briand in 31 summons, which was quite good-ish. I'll explain that in a second. So Briand was pretty much the last PvE monster that I was looking at getting. So now I'm kind of still thinking about going for PvE monsters. I'm thinking about Wuchi the Wind Taoist, Donger, the Water Taoist, and I think that might be it. And then besides that, I think I might think about going for PvP monsters like Orion, Lucians, Chloe, I don't really know. I haven't decided yet. I'll probably just keep an eye on the Summoning Stone rotations to see kind of what looks good. I already have a Galleon. That was a really nice summon that I had. Emma twice in a row. WTF. So yeah, I'll probably just keep looking at the rotations, and I think I'm just going to go for 4 stars. I don't think I should be going for 5 stars right now. I think the Donger would really help with TOA hard, so we'll see about that. And now I thought I would show you guys how lucky I actually was on my Brienne summon. So a quick little story time, it's going to be like really brief. A long time ago, one of my viewers told me that he did 50 summons. I can't recall if it was Summoning Stones or Mystical Scrolls, but out of those 50, he got 0 lightning, and I was like, are you kidding? Like, that's like almost impossible. So if you actually do the math on that, it's like 0.37%, which is like less than a nat 5. I mean, well, it kind of depends. I'm not going to say that. Some people think nat 5s are 0.4, some people think it's 0.5. So it is quite possible that that happened to him, but it's like really, really unlikely. It is possible though. So after that happened, I kind of started looking into math stuff and figuring out odds and whatnot, because I just don't like it when people like complain about stuff and get like all weird and like superstitious and just like believe in like weird stuff. So I'm not like that. So I like to throw like stats at people whenever anyone's like, I hate comp to us. It's like, I'll just throw the stat at them. Oh, sorry, you got unlucky. Here are the exact odds or whatever. So, I'm pretty sure I did get lucky on some of those other summoning videos, but with the Brienne one, I don't think I got lucky at all. Well, we'll talk about it. So this egg timer, okay. So let me check this, and then I will show you guys the odds of what happened to me for the Brienne summon. So basically what happened was I did 31 summons, and I got 3 lightning, which intuitively we should expect would happen, right? Because we pretty much expect 1 lightning out of 10 scrolls. So that made sense to me. 3 lightnings, 31 summons. So I have the math to back it up. So we're not just, oh, intuitively that sounds right or whatever. So I have the math. Let me pull up which one is it? This one? That's not the right one. Okay, hold on. Maybe I'll just have to re-add it. No, yeah. Okay, here we go. Woo! Okay, don't get scared. It's a complicated math thing that I'll explain. It'll be easy. Okay, so this will be easy. Don't worry. Okay, so this first graph is a graph of the probability of getting a certain amount of lightnings in 31 summons. So, in 31 summons, this x-axis shows number of lightnings. The y-axis is the probability. So if we take a look here at around 3, 3 is like around here where my mouse is, 3 is pretty much the most likely outcome that will happen. And then 2 kind of gets a little bit lower, and then the further away we get from 3, it starts getting lower and lower. So basically, my 3 lightnings were the most probable outcome. Even though the outcome's only like 25-ish%, it is the most probable. So, a little disclaimer, I guess, if you guys are like, are you bullshitting me, or like, what's going on? Well, not really bullshitting, but, so, I don't exactly know how the summoning mechanics work, but I'm just assuming some things, and it could get more complicated, and I could be wrong, but, basically the numbers that I used were, I used 10% for a nat 4, I used 0.5 for a nat 5, and that was pretty much it. So I clumped together the nat 4 and nat 5, so this 0.105 represents a lightning, and then this 0.895 represents no lightning, because with every scroll we summon, we have 2 outcomes. We have lightning and no lightning. So that's kind of what I did there, and then it has to add up to 100%, because if if it doesn't add up to 100, then something's wrong, like, it's either one of the two. So, that's that, and then basically the numbers are kind of irrelevant, because if some information comes out and someone tells us, oh, the actual summon rates are 11%, well then all you have to do is redo the numbers and then the graph will look slightly different, but it'll be pretty much the same answer. So that's this graph, and then I will briefly explain how I got this. So I have an image here to show you guys. So the way you can think of this working is basically, let me move this image real quick. Okay, so if we think about it like a tree, for example, so if you look up in the top right corner of this image that I have on the screen, in the top right corner, I wrote the odds of 2 scrolls happening. So basically, we're in tree mode. We're Bran here, okay? So Bran Stark. Okay, so tree mode. The first 2 numbers, 0.895 and 0.105, that's the first scroll, basically. It is the first scroll. We can either get no lightning or lightning. And then, if we summon a second scroll, so those are the total odds, and see how they add up, see how it adds up to 100%, because that's everything that can happen. And then the second column is what can happen with the second scroll. So for the first scroll, if we get no lightning, then the second one can either be no lightning or lightning. And then for the first scroll, if we get lightning, then the second scroll can either be no lightning or lightning. So that's pretty basic. And then if you want to think about it another way, you can actually write out all of the possible outcomes. So for 2 scrolls, we can have lightning, lightning, we can have no lightning, no lightning, we can have lightning, no lightning, and we can also have no lightning, lightning. So it's 4 possibilities. Also see how the last column has 4 numbers in it. So what we do to find the odds of any of those things happening is just multiply across. So 0.895 times 0.895 is 0.801. And then if we multiply by 100, we get it back in the percentage. So no lightning is 80%, 80.1%. And then if we go for no lightning, that's 9.4%. Same thing if we just reverse the order, 9.4% again. And then the last little branch is lightning, which is only 1.1% if you have 2 scrolls. So once again, this is all probability, and you have to remember that the scrolls are all independent events. The odds don't increase after you summon a certain amount of scrolls, but if we do some math on it, we can figure out the probability of like what will likely happen. Yeah. I did a bad job of explaining that. I'm not a math teacher, so yeah. So, and then also notice that if you add up all of the probabilities for 2 scrolls, it equals 100%, because that's everything that can happen. It's important that everything adds up to 100%, because if it doesn't, then we're missing something somewhere. So we have 100, and then down below, this is the second important part. So notice in my little tree for 2 scrolls, notice how 2 of those outcomes have 1 lightning. So what we can do is we can add them together. So in the bottom right-hand corner, I have a little box that says 80.1. So that basically represents 0 lightnings. I wrote number of lightnings. You guys might be confused. I drew a little lightning bolt like Harry Potter. So that's not anything in math. So that's that. Number of lightnings. 0 lightnings out of 2 scrolls is 80.1%, and then 1 lightning out of 2 scrolls is 18.8%, because the 9.4 only represents that certain branch occurring, but I don't really care if that's exactly what you got. All I really care about is the odds of 2 lightnings. I don't care what order they're in. So when you add them together, it's 18.8, then the last one is 1.1, and then if you add all those numbers together, we get 100 again. So that's basically that. And then now, so we have to, that's basically the simple problem. And then what I did was I made it more complex, sort of, to be used for any number of scrolls and any number of lightnings. So I'm going to explain the little circled, okay, so bottom left corner, the circled equation thing. So first I'll explain the first half. the N exclamation point. The exclamation point is actually, let me run some dragons. I should have done this earlier, but I'll run some dragons so you guys can be like watching something while I explain this. So let me minimize this first so we can see it over here. Okay, it'll just be tiny. Maybe a little bit bigger, hold on. Okay, one sec, we're getting back into the video in a second. Okay, so I'm explaining the circled equation thing. Okay, so that circled equation, the first little part with the exclamation points, that's actually like a symbol in math, and the way you read it is you read it factorial. So if you want to read that, it's n factorial over or divided by k factorial times n minus k factorial. So like n minus k, we don't call that dash. We don't say n dash k, we say minus. So the factorial is like an operation, I suppose. I don't know the exact terms, I just know how to do it. So the factorial, basically, if someone asks you, what is 3 factorial? 3 factorial equals 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6. And then, you know, for anything higher up, like 100 factorial is 100 times 99 times 98 times 97, all the way down to 1, and then it's like a big number. So that's how you do factorial. And then that whole little nk thingy, that, I don't know who came up with that, but it was some like math guy. Like that's a legit formula in math. I didn't come up with that. So it's like a legit thing. And basically what that thing is going to do for me is it's going to tell me how many branches will have a certain number of lightnings. So that's going to, I'm going to use that on my Wolfram Alpha, which is like that website that I just had up here. No. Yeah, so I'm going to use that first part to show me the number of branches, because if you remember in our basic example, recall how there are 2 branches with 1 lightning? That's pretty much what I'm going to find out. So down below, to get 18.8, what we do is we do the odds of that branch. So the odds of the branch are 9.4 times 2. So that 2 is the magic number. So that the whole little nk thingy is going to give me the number of branches. So then that'll give me the number to multiply by the thing on the right. So now the thing on the right, okay, look back to our basic example. You see how on any one of those branches that you follow, there are going to be a certain number of 0.895s and a certain number of 0.105s. So for the n is going to represent the total number of summons we do, and the k is going to represent the number of lightnings we get. So 0.105 to the k, notice how in our simple example, there is 1.105 for every 1 lightning in each instance. So in the simple example, if we only want to find the number of branches with 1 lightning, then the nk thing will give us the number of branches. Then the 0.105 is going to give us how many, to the k is going to give us how many 105s are in that branch, and then the 0.895 to the n minus k is going to give us the leftovers 0.895s, because there's going to be the n is the total minus the certain lightnings is going to give us how many 0.895s are in that branch. Kind of confusing, I may have lost some of you, but hopefully that makes sense. And then that will give us the second little part with the 0.105, 0.895, that's going to give us basically the 9.4, which you guys can see in my basic example. That's going to give us the 9.4, and then the first n choose k, the n factorial, k factorial thing, that is going to give us the number to find all the branches. So then we get the proper number, which is 18.8%. Those are the odds of getting 1 lightning in 2 summons. So then if you do some, okay, let me go back to the website. Okay, so, we can't see dragons. Okay, hold on. Let me minimize this. Okay, so there's dragons again. So then if we go back to the website, what I did was, basically the 31 represents 31 summons, which is, we're back to our Briand thing, so this is more complicated than just the two scrolls. So this is 31 summons, and then the Ks are going to be showing us all of these lightnings. So fancy math, blah, 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 and then we get this. So that kind of is just the math behind showing you the probability of lightnings are on the bottom. 2 lightnings in 31 summons is like 20% or something-ish. So that's that. So basically, with that whole explanation, I just wanted to tell you guys that what happened to me with the 3 lightnings is the most probable outcome. And then these are pretty close to it. 2 and 4. Then as you get further away, it's way less probable. So that's that. And then one more math concept, I guess. So we did that, right? But the thing is, with Brienne, so that whole first part was just purely telling you guys about the number of lightnings. Now let's get to the odds of actually getting Brienne, because if we look at the Summoning Stone rotation, there are 5 Nat 4s you can get, and I just wanted one of them, right? So, what are the odds of that? Well, here are the odds. So once again, this bottom x-axis is going to represent the number of lightnings I got. So I'm just concerned with lightnings. We're not going to like combine these together because it's kind of easier to think about if you just think about this. So basically what this means is with 1 summon, the odds are 1/5, which is 0.2. Oh, it's 0.2, look at it! Crazy math, it makes sense, oh my god, unlike all that other crazy crap you guys believe in. I'm just kidding. Okay, so, and then it kind of makes sense that if we have like a handful of tries, the odds should go up. Like, they don't actually go up, but the probability goes up. That's what I mean, the probability goes up. So, this line represents, so in 1 lightning, we only have a 1/5 chance of getting Brienne, but if we get 2 lightnings, then the probability of getting Brienne goes up because we have 2 tries. So then that goes up to whatever this number is, 0.3 something something. And then with 3 lightnings, which was my case, the odds are, I think it's 48.8% chance. I'll do it for you guys. Right there. Do a 3. So 48.8%, which is just below 50, which is like amazing and magical. Okay, this is not working. Okay. So basically what happened to me was, if you look at the odds, please show me the freaking graph again. Okay, hold on. So if you look at my instance, it's basically like I pretty much did a coin flip, because 48.8 is pretty close to 50. So what that basically means is I got 3 lightnings, right? I had 3 tries for Brienne. After those 3 tries, if I get those 3 tries, it's basically 50-50. I either get a Brienne or I don't. So that's kind of what happened to me, and why is this not working? Alright, here we are, again, finally. So, that's pretty much the whole thing that I wanted to tell you guys. It was pretty interesting to me that I just pretty much got lucky with a 50-50. And, well, it's 48.8%. And then 51.2. Did I do that right? I think so. So, now I will explain this to you guys. So, let's go back to our little example here. So, what, okay, maybe I'll go back to this. Oh no, whenever I take Chrome down, it just will not show again. This is frustrating. Whenever I remove it. Alright, here we are. Okay, so, what this represents, since we're dealing with fractions of like a total, we are going to represent 1 as the whole, because if you think about it, what are my odds of getting a Brienne on every lightning? My odds are 1/5. So what are the odds that I don't get a Brienne? 4/5. So 1/5 plus 4/5 is 5 out of 5, which equals 1. So we're going to use the 1 to represent the whole. So the total odds minus the odds of it not happening every single time are going to give us the odds of it happening. So what do I mean by the odds of it not happening every single time? Well, if we go back to I'm just going to move this image above this because that goes away. Okay, so the odds of it not happening every single time. What I mean by that is every single lightning no Briand, no Briand, no Briand, no Briand. That's what I mean. That can also be represented by our little simple example here. So, okay, you're going to have to do some imagining with your head. So let's picture our simple example, but let's picture, instead of 0.895, let's picture that that is 4/5, which represents not getting Briand, and then the bottom number, that is 1/5 getting Briand. So there's going to be exactly one branch that will be not Briand, not Briand, not Briand, not Briand every single time, which is going to pretty much be that top branch. So, and then you can kind of think about the rest of the tree. The rest of the tree is getting a Briand. So the one represents pretty much the whole tree, minus that single branch is going to be the odds of getting Briand. So that's pretty much it. And the 4/5, like, remember how I told you we can just multiply across? So we're envisioning the Briand tree again, which I don't have, but we're envisioning 4/5, 4/5, 4/5. So if we keep multiplying those together, like if we do 3 summons, then we get no Briands. 4/5 times 4/5 times 4/5 is something. And then those are the odds of not getting Briand. So then 1 minus those odds are going to give us the rest of the tree, which are the odds of Briand being summoned. So pretty much the whole thing that I was trying to tell you is total odds minus the odds of us not getting Briand is going to give us the odds of getting Briand. So this minus this equals odds of getting Briand. So then that's what this graph represents. So once again, after 3 summons, if which happened 3 lightnings, I had a pretty much 50-50 chance of getting a Briand, which is what happened. So the Briand, the whole TLDR, I guess, is that my summons for Briand were not lucky at all. And I mean, I guess you could kind of consider them lucky, but I would probably roll that again if I had to. 50-50 is pretty decent odds, I think. So back to out of math mode, and then back to Path to Decency mode. Okay, so I also worked on Awakening Briand, and I 5-starred Briand. I'll show you guys Briand in a second. I just started another run. I probably shouldn't have, but I'll show you guys Briand's runes. I took some runes off of McKean and put them on Briand, and his runes aren't that great, but they're okay for now. I only used him once and he was really squishy, and he also has no skill ups, so eventually I will probably 6-star him and skill him up, but I have to be like really careful with who I Devilmon right now because I don't have that many Devilmon, and they're like, I have a lot of monsters that I could consider Devilmoning. I just got Briand, I just got Hua, who else? My Lag, I could possibly do that for Arena. Who else is there? I think that might be it. Galleon still needs 1 more Devilmon, so I kind of have to be careful with that. And, okay, we'll have to wait for this to finish, and then, I guess I'll mention something now. Okay, so, here is another... Here, we're just gonna close this. I don't care. That was probably the best rune of my life, and I just quit that. So, let me show you guys Briand real quick, and then I will mention another very important thing that happened. So here are Briand's stats, not really the best, but he's okay. And then here are his runes, in case anyone is interested. Not the best, but probably okay-ish. And then once again, no skill ups. And I think I have like 6 Devilmon in storage. Yeah, 6. So I will have to decide. And, okay, now, a big announcement, one of the big ones. Okay, so the other day, I was like noticing, I'm like, okay, I have like a lot of runes, I need to sell some. So I thought, okay, I don't have any runes on my necro team, so why don't I rune my necro team? And then I was like, okay, and now that they're runed, how about I actually try doing necro? I hadn't cleared B9 yet, so I did B9 and I was like, whoa, this team actually like is doing kind of well. Let's try to do B10. And I actually autoed NB10 for the first time ever. I tweeted about it. I was really excited. And then I'm like, okay, that looked kind of sketchy. How about I power up their runes and then try again? And what ended up happening was I can actually auto necro. So I will show you guys a necro run, and then I will tell you guys a little bit about it. So, if anyone's wondering the success rate, it is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 49 successful runs, and then 7 failed, and then I did the math beforehand. So far with my small sample size, the success rate is 87.5%. Yay! So I've been keeping track of like all of my achievements and stuff. It's on my YouTube About section. I like stopped talking about it because I didn't want to be like braggy or whatever. So I wrote that down 2 days ago as the official date that I could auto necro. And I do want to say that it's a bit of a slow time, like a bit of a slow completion rate, I suppose, because well, it took me basically 8 months, like 8 months and a day or two to finally auto necro. 8 months. That's like a long time. One of my friends who started playing on the exact same day as me could auto necro like a couple months ago. So it was kind of like it's probably nothing to be super proud of, but that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to do the things that I should have been doing at the proper time. So like I chose to focus on like TOA hard and TOA normal and stuff rather than focusing on necro, and I think violent runes are more important, especially for like my stage of the game, than necro runes. So it was cool. Like I probably could have done necro, actually maybe not, because my TOAH was like the one that was dying and then the runs were failing. So I decided to 6-star her, so that kind of led my necro runs to be more successful. And sometimes TOAH kills TOAH and sometimes it fails, right? But for the most part it's successful. So a little bit of backstory, I guess, on my necro stuff. So I had along the way, I was kind of like figuring out what my necro team would be, because I knew at some point I would eventually like stockpile on violent runes and then be able to put them on my necro team and see how it does. So I had planned on using a different necro team based on the monsters that I had. So like usually every step I was kind of, I was ready to change what monsters I planned on using. So if you guys were watching my previous episodes, my first necro team that I planned on using was Yen, because I had pulled a Yen, which is the Wind Rakshasa. Yen, Adrian, Colleen, Bella, and Saren, the Dark Harpoo. So that was my first plan, and then I summoned a TOAH, which is the Fire Nine-Tailed Fox. I summoned her, and then I was like, holy crap. She's like, I see everyone using her in necro, I know she's really good for necro, so I'm definitely going to use her. And then, at that point, I basically had everyone except TOAH, and then TOAH was coming up in the Summoning Stone rotation, and I wanted one anyways for like TOA hard 100 on the Athtaros. So, and then I know TOAH is really good for necro and raids, and then I was like, oh, that'd be perfect, then I'd have a 4 out of 5 fire monster team for the TOAH leader skill. So that is the 50th successful and 7 fails. So that was awesome. I was preparing to summon for TOAH, and I had a lot of summons, a fair bit. I don't remember how many it was, like 60 or something. So then I got my TOAH, and then I was like, I have probably one of the best necro teams that you could have for a beginner who is just starting necro. So I did get super lucky with that TOAH summon and the TOAH. So, yeah, it just kind of worked out. I stuck some runes on them. I'll show you guys their runes and their skill ups after this run. So that was that. And I have farmed necro a little bit. I got a couple of runes from necro that I'm saving, but I probably won't put them on anything yet because I don't want to be that noob. I see a lot of people like with monsters on will and then they just suck, like their other runes suck. I don't know how they're getting those will runes. Can you buy will runes from the shop? I'm pretty sure you can. I don't know, but I just don't want to be that noob who like has like crappy violent runes, but their monsters are on will, and then it's like, this is awkward. Why do you have these runes and your other violent runes suck? So I'll probably get back to dragons and like kind of work on that on free rune removal, and then I need to sell like a bunch of runes because I just have way too many and I need to figure out which ones I need to keep and which ones I can sell. So that's the whole kind of necro story thing. And I'll show you the runes after this run. And then there was a mission event thing, which I finished. It was like the Elia and Duran mission thing, and then you get a Devilmon at the end. So I finished that yesterday. I also put my second Theomars on my first one, so my Theo got his first skill skilled up. Yeah, the first one, it's like 5% extra damage, which is pretty nice. And then I think that's about it for stuff that happened in the last week, besides me showing you guys the necro runes. And then now, I guess I will talk about what I'm going to do in the next week. Well, I kind of already did. I'm going to work on TOAH Hard 99, most likely 6-starring Thrain, and then working for more 5 stars to 6-star Briand, and maybe Shihua. That's like, those are the monsters that are kind of in line. Shihua's not really that important because the run works without her. So I'm going to work on that. And then I said TOAH Hard 99, and then that's kind of all I really have planned. And then, of course, farming more dragons for better violent runes to work on TOAH Hard, because I'm pretty sure it's just my violent runes that are kind of lacking for TOAH Hard. So the super secret summon was my we have another Light and Dark scroll because I completed Necro B10 for the first time. So I will grab that scroll from the achievement section, and then we'll do all of the summons. So I think that's pretty much all I'm going to work on in the next week. Maybe I forgot something, I don't think I did. Free rune removal is actually coming up here soon-ish, so I will have to start preparing for that and figuring out who to prioritize and what rune upgrades I have. I'm pretty much probably just going to prioritize TOAH Hard monsters and get those in a better place for free rune removal. And then I think that's pretty much it. Just taking it one step at a time, taking it kind of slowly. And yeah, Necro is also like really squishy. Like the boss is like really squishy. Even without the branding, Hua like chunks him. Oh my god, no, don't capture her again. Wait, was that the first capture? I think it was. So, yeah, and then maybe powering up some more runes because my Hua and my Adrian's runes aren't fully powered up, so I could look at doing that too this week. So that's pretty much it once my team hurries up. Oh gosh, no, are we going to fail? Once they hurry up, then we can go over their runes. Hurry, 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 before he reses again. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. We're doing some cheerleading here. They might actually fail this one. Let's see. Oh, okay, they're gonna fail. So that's a fail. So 8 fails. Alright, now to their runes. Okay, let's start with the leader, Shihua. So stats, I'll do this really quickly. Skills, none. And then runes. We'll go around real quick. I've kind of been messing around with Shihua's runes because sometimes she gets killed by Hua, and then the run fails, and then sometimes they just don't have enough damage, so I'm kind of messing around with those. Here's Hua, no skill up, or actually, yeah, 2 skill ups, because when I summoned for something or other, I had a couple Water Rakshasas, so I saved 1 Water Rakshasa, which meant that I had 2 to put on her. So we have those 2, and then here are her runes, going around the circle real quick. So that's Hua, and then we'll do Adrian next. Adrian's stats, and then skill ups. He has some skill ups. And then runes. I feel like my runes are like kind of messed up on some of these monsters, so I will have to look at fixing those. Then Colleen, stats, and then she's fully skilled up because Harpoos are like really easy to get. And then runes. So yeah, I definitely need to work on these because they suck. And then the last one is Bella. I'm sure I already have a picture of her or something in some photo album. I don't know, but here's her here are her stats, and then I'll go over her runes. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that was the whole necro team. So yeah, that is it. So, oh, let's see what this one was. Jeezy. Okay, now let's grab this scroll and then we'll do the summons. Okay, here we go. Let's do the mysticals first, I think, because I feel like I think they might be like a little bit underwhelming. Oh, Delphoy. Hell yeah, Delphoy's really good. Let's take a look at Delphoy. That's like a good summon. I've seen her in arena sometimes. So, okay, so this one, alright, this one gets, when you awaken her, it gets stronger. Decreases attack speed for 2 turns, nice. Inflicts damage on an enemy with a strong shock and puts the target's skills on cooldown. Oh shit. And then removes all harmful effects on all allies with immunity and a heal. Okay. So, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure Delphoy is, like, really good, but maybe she's not so good, because I don't see, like, any high-level players using her. So, I don't know if I'd build her, probably just for, like, PvP or something, I don't know. I think she's good, but maybe I'm wrong. And I don't have any skill ups for her, so that would be kind of bad. So let's do some more summons. Okay, another Fireheart, nice. Okay, now the 2 Light and Dark Scrolls. Here we go. No, that's like my 3rd one of that. Okay, give me Basalt. What? I don't think that one's any good. Okay, well, I don't think those were good, but I could be wrong. I'm not so sure about that Bounty Hunter, so we'll just put those in storage. Maybe I should get rid of some of my light ones. Wait. Oh, dark. Okay, wait. I can't tell. I think those are all the same thing. Okay, so, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, for this episode. Once again, thank you for the 1K subs, so I think that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys later.